Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. Not your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Welcome back from the New York Post. Do you miss me yet? Trump slams Biden over Afghanistan inflation. Tragic mess in Afghanistan, a completely open and broken border, crime at record levels, oil prices through the roof, inflation rising, and taken advantage of by the entire world. Do you miss me yet? Now, he's absolutely 100% correct in all of that. It's just one of my criticisms of Trump, even though I am still a huge Trump supporter. Maybe you ought to word it a little bit different. In other words, do you miss me yet? Maybe not make it about him. How about, did you make the right choice? Maybe might have been better, but, that's his style and that's the way it is. Sorry for my voice, my allergies are kicking my behind, so I'm going to show during the course of this video 3 short videos that the GOP put out I think are very, very scathing of President Biden and the administration and Democrats in general. Let's read on. Former President Donald Trump lashed out at the Biden administration's handling of Afghanistan, rising inflation, illegal immigrants on Friday, asking, "Do you miss me yet?" Tragic mess in Afghanistan, a completely open and broken border, crime at record levels, oil prices through the roof, inflation rising and taken advantage of by the entire world. Do you miss me yet? Trump said in a short emailed statement. Trump's latest attack on his successor came as the situation in Afghanistan continued to deteriorate, with the Taliban capturing 3 more provincial capitals while the U.S. withdraws from the war-torn country. Now, this was done before I think the Taliban took over Kabul and basically just took over the government, period. President Biden Thursday ordered a large deployment of American troops to help U.S. Embassy staff. Well, we all know what's happened since then. The entire country collapsed. Taliban has 100% of it. And they have the airport surrounded. The U.S. military has the inside of the airport surrounded. But the Taliban are screening people as they come in, and there are reports of hundreds, if not thousands, of Americans scattered across Afghanistan. How the hell are they going to get out? And these are the guys that won. Called the Biden administration's handling of Afghanistan a tragic mess. Correct. It's funny. This is, 3 days ago? U.S. officials believe the Taliban could retake Kabul within the next month, even though Biden previously estimated. This is old news, but I wanted to talk about Trump saying, "Do you miss me yet?" more than anything on this. And then, by moving ahead with a $3.5 trillion budget package amidst rising inflation rates. Good morning, America. While you were sleeping, the radical Democrats advanced a plan that would be known as a $3.5 billion communist plan to destroy America, Trump said Thursday. This legislation is an assault on our nation, our communities, on the American dream. It destroys our borders and the rule of law by granting dangerous amnesty that will flood America's beautiful cities. And then it shows oil prices going through the roof now, $385.9. It's about what I'm paying here in upstate New York. I live in Binghamton, just 60 miles below Syracuse, just above the Pennsylvania border. And it's higher everywhere else. It will overwhelm our schools, will make our nations less safe. It will raise taxes like we've never seen. We will also be making many things you buy every day more expensive, groceries, gas, and much more. And don't forget the crazy Green Deal. America, are you being robbed in the dark of night? It's time to wake up. Now, I'm going to show 3 short clips here of what the GOP has put out and then I'm going to comment on them and wrap this up.
July was the busiest month for illegal border crossings in 21 years.
Is a Taliban takeover of Afghanistan now inevitable?
No, it is not.
The Taliban have taken control of the Afghan government despite 20 years of U.S. military and financial support.
The latest numbers prove prices are going up on just about everything right now.
Joe Biden is going to be the face of the failure of the withdrawal.
Murders are up 58% compared to 2019, and shootings up more than 65.
Unprecedented crisis. That is what the Secretary of Homeland Security just called it.
President Biden's immigration plans being derailed by conflicting messages and the reality on the ground at the southern border.
Higher prices are likely here to stay. 7,000 COVID-positive migrants into the city since February. 1,500 of them just this week alone.
The president was hardly visible as he departed for his weekend retreat at Camp David.
Will not conduct a hasty rush to the exit. We'll do it responsibly, deliberately, and safely.
Our embassy, of course, is remaining there and a presence there as well.
We're not withdrawing. We're staying. The embassy is staying.
I met with the Afghan government here in the White House, in the Oval. I think they have the capacity to be able to sustain the government.
Is a Taliban takeover of Afghanistan now inevitable?
No.
No particular outcome, in our view, is inevitable.
But there's no intention right now to close the embassy or to close all the diplomatic presence. The situation in Kabul is calm right now.
The Afghan government will likely collapse.
That is not true. They clearly have the capacity to sustain the government. We are not going to walk away and not sustain their ability to maintain that force.
If there is a significant deterioration, I don't think it's going to be something that happens from a Friday to a Monday.
Do you see any parallels between this withdrawal and what happened in Vietnam with some people feeling...
None whatsoever. There's going to be no circumstance where you see people being lifted off the roof of a embassy of the United States from Afghanistan. The likelihood there's going to be the Taliban overrunning everything and owning the whole country is highly unlikely.
Now appears inevitable.
Is a Taliban takeover of Afghanistan now inevitable?
No, it is not. Because you have the Afghan troops have 300,000 well-equipped as any army in the world, and an air force against something like 75,000 Taliban. It is not inevitable.
Well, the Taliban's return to power in Afghanistan now appears inevitable.
Well, those are pretty scathing and pretty awful. And I don't take joy in it. In a way I do, and politically I do, because, you know, everybody hates a smart ass, especially when they're right. And people hate being told, I told you so. But Biden voters, there's millions of you out there that are decent, reasonable people. They just don't like Donald Trump's personality. All right, I get it. Okay, that's fine. But what do you think now? If you could go back, even after, I read a poll once that said 40%, 41%, whatever it was, of the voters, when they found out about the Hunter Biden laptop scandal, they didn't know about it before the election, 17% would have changed their vote. That's almost 1 in 5, folks. That swings the election the other way just with that. If you could go back in time, now I don't mean the tribalist progressives and leftists that think everything is wonderful and think the economy is like they're 70, 75, 80%. I think they're on the right track, and there's delusional. They're tribalists in a bubble that are clueless. They're like children. You can't even talk to them. I'm talking about the several million decent people, everyday working people that voted for Biden. If you could go back in time, what would you do? Maybe some of you couldn't bring yourself to vote for Donald Trump. Maybe some of you could. But I'll bet of the reasonable people, the people that follow current events in the news, that sort through all the crap from all cable channels, including Fox. Everybody has their bias. Some have a lot more than others. Sort through it all. And if you could go back in time and vote again, what would you do? I'll bet the reasonable people that voted for Biden, and there's millions, that voted for him would say, you know, I can't stand Trump. I really can't. He's such an ass. He's such a dick. His ego is so huge. But you know what, though? I'm an American. I'm an American, and I love my country. And I want it to be better. I want it to be prosperous. I want it to be safe. I'll hold my nose and vote for Donald Trump. I believe several million of you would. Maybe tens of millions. But the tribalists, the brainwashed, woke crowd, you could set their house on fire and they'll be standing in front of it and they'll go, it's not on fire. Look at it, it's burning. It's not burning. That's your house on fire. No, it's not. And that's just the way it is. So I know it'll be painful for some of you, but if you go back and rewatch those 3 GOP clips, that really tells the whole story. I want you to think about this for a moment. My last comment, while you're hanging your head and you're either anger or sadness or disgust or whatever emotion you're feeling right now. Either you're pissed at me, pissed at Trump, the GOP, Biden, the Democrats, whoever you're mad at, and you got to be mad at somebody. Think about it. Think about what you would do if you could do it over again. Maybe you'll get that chance. But do you really think that Senator, I should say at the time, Vice President Joe Biden at the time was the right choice? Honestly and truly. You can comment all the comments you want in the comment section, but only you know that answer. And I think any reasonable person would say, my God, it's only been 6 months. We have 3.5 more years of this. Are we going to be able to survive it? And I'm not blaming the regional people that voted for Biden. I'm telling you, you have to really think hard and take emotions out and feelings out when you vote. I know it's hard for Democrats to do that. I was a Democrat my whole life. I left the party in 2013. I'm 64 years old. I'll be 65 this November. I was a Democrat my whole life. In fact, I was a local elected official here in upstate New York as a Democrat. I was 1 year in 2006 the head Democrat, the council president on Binghamton City Council. I know your feelings control over your logic sometimes. I get it. You have to separate the two. You have to separate the two. What are you going to do? Are we going to be able to survive to the midterms even? In a lot of ways, Congress doesn't make any foreign policy. We're not even talking about domestic problems. My God, China says they're going to invade Taiwan. Are we going to help Taiwan out, or are we going to let them die? Everybody else in the world is laughing at us. We have the most powerful military in the world, and yet we look like chumps. I know you hate to admit that Trump was right. I get it. Everybody hates a smart ass. Everybody hates an asshole, especially when they're right. Think about that. And when the midterms come next year, or any local elections, or elections this November, tell the Democrat Party, at least for the next couple election cycles, I can't vote for you. I simply can't. And until the next time, goodbye and good luck.